Obviously, I gotta come in here and give my opinion on who I think is going to make it out of round number 1 of the 2021 Stanley Cup playoffs. I'm excited. Just for Montreal to even be in the question, it's lovely, and I might as well knock this series out of the way. This isn't going to be a highly edited video, so if you're watching, thanks, I really appreciate it. Almost 1,700 subscribers. I know I haven't been uploading as much. There are reasons. Look in the community tab. Follow me on Twitter. I got a lot of personal stuff going on, but I thought, I gotta get my 2 cents in because everybody else is, and I can't be left out. Fear of missing out. So we might as well knock the first series out of the way. The Montreal Canadiens versus the best team in the Canadian division or the North Division, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure. They gave them sponsorships throughout the year, and I just never called them what they were. So Toronto versus the Montreal Canadiens. If you follow me on Twitter already, you know my opinions on this series. Toronto is by far the best Canadian team in the entire league. Yes, Edmonton, Winnipeg, you got a lot of up-and-coming teams, but I think Toronto is the best built. I think GM Kyle Dubas has done a phenomenal job. And, you got your Twitter guys going, well, you could have been better here, you could have been better. He has a phenomenal team. He's paying his stars, but it's a great, great squad. I think Toronto is going to easily win this series, and if they don't, there's got to be changes, right? I think this is the year for Toronto to take a step forward. That meaning a first-round victory over my favorite team, the Montreal Canadiens. I could talk about Montreal all day. I could even do a video on them, and I might. Toronto's just simply the better team, and if they don't win, gonna be changes. Also, I'm hoping for a 6 or 7 game series. Just give me as much playoff time as you possibly can with the Canadiens. But all in all, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs almost have a bye through the first round. Montreal has looked abysmal. Yes, they have a couple of guys getting hot. Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki. Carey Price can come back and be that playoff guy. Maybe. But Montreal has some woes, and they need to get over themselves. So Toronto, first round victory, 6-7 games. Realistically, I think they could sweep the Montreal Canadiens. That makes me sad. Moving on to the final Canadian or North Division matchup, you got the Edmonton Oilers versus the Winnipeg Jets. Edmonton is on an absolute heater. A heater. They've been one of the best teams in the league over the last month, 2 months. They've been one of the best teams over the course of the season. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Nurse. I'm suspect about Koskinen and Mike Smith because Mike Smith has slowly been deteriorating in the last couple games of the season, and that's not what you want from supposedly the starter going into the playoffs. That's not probably a good thing. That's not a good thing for Edmonton, but I think there's something wrong with the Winnipeg Jets. I believe they are very talented. Mark Scheifele. They got so many young guys coming up. They got their defensive core is a couple of years, obviously missing Byfuglien and a couple of cornerstones of this franchise. Patrick Laine, why did you trade him? Yes, Pierre-Luc Dubois is probably going to be matched up against Connie McDavid, the MVP winner, no doubt. This has to be the year the Edmonton Oilers make it past the first round. It's got to be on Connor McDavid. They could not get past Chicago last year. I don't think this year is going to be like that. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are on that Galaxy Star Mario, and they are just screwing up the league. They are having one of the best seasons in NHL history. Yes, 56 games with the Canadian division. Okay. And Vegas and Colorado are beating up every Californian team. My point exactly. Edmonton, I hope it's a longer series, but realistically, 5 or 6 games should do it for the Edmonton Oilers. Moving on to Carolina, Nashville. Carolina did not win the President's Trophy. They had I think they lost their last 2 games of the season. I could be wrong. I haven't looked too much at the Carolina Hurricanes this season, or the Nashville Predators. A couple of teams in the playoffs. I haven't watched a lot of their stuff, but I know Carolina is a talented team. They want to take the next step, and what is the next step? Next step is a championship, or at least a conference finals matchup against, I don't know. But they need to take that step. They got so many talented players on this team. They are one of the best built teams in the league. Their defense, my God, so friggin' awesome forwards. Goaltending has given them a lot to work with this season. Do you trust what you have going out there against this wild card team in the Nashville Predators? Yeah, I think Carolina should win this series. But hockey, as we know, is a dumb, weird sport. Not like basketball or football where you know the top seed is going to win 9 times out of 10. Or even better odds for the first place team in other sports. Hockey, you look to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who won 60-plus games and got swept in the first round. That can always happen. Hockey, there's a puck on the ice with blades and so many players on the ice. Anything is possible. That being said, Carolina should win the series 10 times out of 10. Nashville are one of those squads that I think are overperforming where they should be. At one point in the season, they were willing to sell off absolutely anything except a couple of guys. Yeah, Carolina needs to win the series, no doubt. But does Nashville have it? I don't think Nashville is going to put up much of a fight. This could be a sweep 4-5 games. Carolina will take it, I think. But you never know. Hockey's a weird sport. What do we know? Moving on to, I think, is just going to be a bloodbath. It is going to be awesome. I'm going to make sure I watch a couple of games of this series. I hope it goes the distance. Tampa versus the Panthers. Their first time in both of their franchises' history facing off in the playoffs. Tampa, the reigning Stanley Cup champions, never bet against them. They're getting Kucherov back. They're getting Stamkos back. Oh, we could talk about that all day. But you know what? I feel like we haven't been paying too much attention to the Florida Panthers. I think they could beat them. There's something in my brain that says, yeah, I think the Panthers could do it. I can see them. I can visualize in my head the Florida Panthers winning the first round. Tampa's a damn good team. They weren't the best team in the league this year. They took a step back statistically or record-wise. Yes, it was 56 games, yada yada. They're built for the playoffs. That's all they really need to do. I can see the series going either other way. I have teams circled. All 16 teams, I have most of their series. Like, yeah, I can judge this, I know. Tampa versus the Panthers? Lightning Panthers first round? I'm going to say the Panthers. I want it to go 6 or 7 games. I want quadruple overtime every single game. It's going to be such a fun series. What we've got, just a little bit of taste in the regular season at the very tail end. It is going to be a fun one. I want the Panthers to actually do something for once, and I think this year has to be the year. They have so many small weapons on that squad that could do some damage, just like what Tampa Bay has. They are very similar teams, and it's weird to say that. I'm going to say the Panthers, and I know I'll be eating my words in about 2 weeks from now. Next series, Pittsburgh versus the Islanders. Never bet against Sidney Crosby. That being said, the New York Islanders are built for playoff hockey. Barry Trotz, he is like the messiah for the Islanders. They listen to him. They do whatever they need to do. Pittsburgh, they were on an absolute to end the year. They were great all season. Don't bet against Sidney Crosby. Don't bet against Barry Trotz. This is one of those series. I just can't get a read on it. I'm going to say the Islanders, though. Every single time in the last couple of years seeing the Islanders in the playoffs, I always write them off round one, and they always make it. They always play really damn hard, beating teams so much more offensively impressive than themselves. But Barry Trotz and his players, they work so damn well together. I'll say the Islanders. If Varlamov is in there playing Vezina hockey, potentially, I think the Pittsburgh Penguins are riding Evgeny Malkin, Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby having not a heart season because, Connor McDavid exists, but don't bet against Sid. I would not be surprised to see the Pittsburgh Penguins sweep. I also wouldn't be surprised seeing the Islanders sweep this series, but I'm going to say the Islanders just from recency bias in the playoffs. I'm going to bet on them this time, and I'll probably be wrong. Next series, the last one in that weird frigging Eastern Division, Washington versus the Boston Bruins. Boston actually lower in the standings than the Washington Capitals. Washington versus Boston. I hate the Bruins. I hate the Bruins so much. But what are they built for? As I've said for so many teams here, like the Tampa Bay Lightning or the Islanders, the Boston Bruins are built to be a menace. They play exactly the way the playoffs are built. Be dirty, swipe people beneath their legs. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't even know. My English is subpar, even though it's my only language. I can barely speak it, but I haven't recorded in a while, so give me just a little bit of a break. Boston, they are here. They're the Bruins. They got Taylor Hall for a second-round pick. Whose dumb idea was that? Who bet against Taylor Hall? I'm sorry. I've always been on the Taylor Hall bandwagon, okay? I will say that confidently. He's so damn good. And they got him for a second. And he gets to play in a winning culture. When was the last time Taylor Hall got to play for a winning team? That one time the New Jersey Devils made the playoffs? Was he with Arizona when... I can't even recall. They got a Boston. Boston is going to win the series. 5, 6, or 7 games. I think at the end of the day, Boston, by far, is the better team for the playoffs. Washington, they've dealt with a lot of injuries this year, a couple COVID outbreaks. Ovechkin didn't have the best season, obviously, in 56 games. It's going to be hard to score 30 goals. Is Washington in the twilight of their success? I'm not too sure I'm the one to solve that, or to answer that question right now. But Boston is here for one thing, and that's to win and crush dreams. And they're going to crush the Capitals. Yeah, definitely. Boston, 5, 6, or 7. Moving on to the President's Trophy winning Colorado Avalanche versus the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis had a weird season. My friend BFR, Blues Fan Reacts, if you're not subscribed to him, what are you doing? Come on. One of the best guys out there on YouTube. Absolutely love his stuff. St. Louis, they've been up and down. They've had a pretty solid end to the regular season. But they're going up against the President's Trophy winning Colorado Avalanche. Nathan MacKinnon. That's the only name you're going to hear during this series. I feel he's just going to, harass the St. Louis Blues all series long. And I feel bad for St. Louis Blues. No, I don't, actually. They won a championship in this decade. Not this decade. Did they? What year did they win the championship? 2019. No, so they haven't won it this decade. Oh, I feel so bad for them. Oh, God. No, St. Louis. You got to be humbled. Colorado, I want them to... I think it's just better for hockey in general if Colorado wins. They're just the better team at every spot. I'm sorry, St. Louis. Colorado is the team. Sweep, maybe a longer series. They're just the better team. No offense to St. Louis, but you're not Colorado. Nobody's Colorado. So much damn talent and so much more talent on the way. They're going to be such a good team for so damn long. It's so unfair, and I'm very jealous. I could be a fan of any team in the league, and I pick one of the most incompetent ones, the Montreal Canadiens, when I could be a fan of Colorado, who, they're always pretty good. They had that one weird season. Nathan MacKinnon arrived, and there they are, President's Trophy. And for the last series in the first round, Vegas, Minnesota. If you guys don't know my opinions on the Vegas Golden Knights, I'm not a huge fan because I don't feel they've been humbled yet. Yes, they let in a couple goals late against the San Jose Sharks in the first round a couple of years ago, yada, yada, yada. I don't feel they've been humbled. Not in the regular season, not in the postseason yet. Yeah, they went to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost. Is that humbled? That was their first season. They're a new franchise. They can afford to have bad moments. They haven't been humbled, and I want to see them humbled so bad. Is Minnesota the team to do it? I don't think so. Vegas, such an impressive team. I can take a step back and look at, oh my God, Mark Stone, Marc-Andre Fleury, and Robin Lehner, best goalie tandem in the league. They're just so much better than, I'd say, 95% of the teams in the league. They are the top 1% of best teams in the league. No question. Minnesota has had their number all season. The playoffs are different, though. I'm going to give the edge. By far, the Vegas Golden Knights should definitely win the season. I'm just saying, if there's a team in the first round, that miracle team, I think it could be the Minnesota Wild. There's always a team every single year that humbles them and sets a team back for a couple of years. Is Minnesota going to pull a Columbus and sweep one of the best teams created? I don't think this is the year. I think the first round is very cut and dry. I don't believe there are any major surprises. Hockey's a weird sport. I'm so damn excited. I want to see Minnesota win, but I'll say Vegas. It could be a sweep, could be 7 games. I just think it is going to be a great series. Vegas probably going to win that series. Now, who do I have going on the way? I'm not going to go second round, third round, fourth round. I can do Stanley Cup Finals. Who do I see going to the Cup Finals? This playoffs, I don't know if I just can't read it correctly, but I feel something's going to happen in the first round. There is going to be one team that just changes everybody's plans and ruins so many brackets. I want to see the Toronto Maple Leafs do something. They are such a young, talented team. I believe it's the best thing for hockey for the Leafs to go all the way. That might be surprising, as I am a Habs fan through and through, and I hate the Leafs. I don't hate their players. I think they are a phenomenal team, and if they were any other team in the league, I wouldn't hate them. I don't like their fans very much. No, not individuals, just as a collective. They can be very annoying, but every fan base can be. The Habs fan base, my God. Toronto, I hope they do something. If they don't beat Montreal, that's just cash money for me as a Habs fan, because we have had an abysmal season. Injuries galore, goal-scoring droughts galore. It's been a weird year, and I'm just ready for it to be over. Toronto, I could see going all the way. For sure, teams like Colorado and Boston, you could see going all the way as well. The Florida Panthers, that's the one team to watch out for. I'm just excited for the playoffs. Maybe Toronto's going to break their drought. I guess we'll see. 2 months or so. I'm excited for the playoffs. Thank you for sticking through this. I know it wasn't the most planned episode. I just thought, I'd get my 2 cents in there. And if I'm wrong completely, please harass me on Twitter. I'd love to see that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share this with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I will see you in the 2021 Stanley Cup playoffs. Ciao? Wow, I messed up my own outro. Ciao.